So this is the latest interview that they have for the KR side of things. Okay, Studio B-side director Park Sang-yeon, PSY, CounterSide's own service compensation is preparing the best ever. So let's have a look what does he has to say, right? So Studio B-side conducted an interview with Game Chosun. So this website basically conducted an interview with him of the self-service center of the character collecting game CounterSide to tell of future operation plans. On December 2nd, Studio B-side announced through its official channel that it would self-service CounterSide from February 2023. So if you guys are not aware, Nexon expire. The contract with Nexon expire when the publishing contract with Nexon is no longer there. So they have announced this prior, quite a number of months ago. So along with this, a global first-year pre-registration event will be held on February 8th, the date of the service transfer, and various rewards will be given to participants according to the number of people who achieve Awakening options, 1000 quartz, and preservation. So a little bit of loss in translation there, but you get what they're saying, right? So the reporter asked, I met you during an interview at the time of launch, and your face is well known to users. But there will be people who haven't seen his face before. People like Sleepy Hill is like, who is this guy? Okay, now he's here to introduce himself. So he is Park Sang-yeon Park, okay, general manager. He's the GM of development, and he has been here since the CounterSide's first development until now. Okay, so I'm at the level of shooting the CounterSide, so I'm not familiar with the recent situation. Introduce yourself as a general manager. What exactly do you do? So basically his work is basically first thing, CounterSide is set in the direction while thinking about what direction it will go. I'm thinking about it. In particular on the IP side, we plan to provide our own service in the future. We are thinking about how to provide a good experience to users from publicity to non-game content. So if you guys are not aware, right, CounterSide is they're also trying to do a little bit more, right? They're trying to sell merch. So I think they are doing more than just games, right? So they are starting to see if they, maybe in the future they'll make anime, maybe they'll make manga. We don't know. We don't know how far they will expand this particular IP, but that seems to be the goal that they are leaning towards, which makes sense. As you say, transfer work is in full swing. So I thought a lot about whether I could give an interview because you must be busy. How do you decide on self-publishing service? Okay, so that's let's see what he has to say. Ahead of the expiration of the publishing contract with Nexon, Studio B-side had a lot of thoughts. In the meantime, I was able to receive large-scale support while working with Nexon, and it was very helpful for the game service. But as I said before, I wanted to further develop the IP of CounterSide. Okay, and then I decided that the in-house service would be able to do more active activities. Of course, now I have to work harder as I'm servicing a lot. No more Nexon. I think the Nexon thing is like, yeah, some people don't really care that much. For me, like, publisher or not doesn't really care, but I can see how this is big to them, right? So what exactly will be the difference? For example, in the case of the PC version, the Nexon plug is used, but I'm curious about how this part will be operated and whether there will be any changes to the payment platform in the future. Okay, in fact, we are already providing games from global services through each mobile store. Okay, global already has Steam and the mobile store. After self-service, you can enjoy the game through mobile store and Steam. Okay, the payment platform also follows the existing method. There are no special changes. I continue to review adding additional stores. So he wanted to add additional stores. I'm not sure what other stores he can add for Korean side. Maybe there are a few others. But I think it will be difficult to increase the number of stores as I have to take care of environment after migration while managing the builds for each server in the future. Rather than increasing the burden of service operation by increasing the store, we believe that providing a stable service is a way to satisfy users more. We plan to actively operate SNS. I have no idea what that is, and YouTube channels by newly opening all of them from the developer. So we are accepting transfer applications before starting our own service. Is there anything other than issuing the transfer code that users need to pay attention to? It is better to be prepared for period-based content such as dive. Ooh, I haven't done my dives yet. I haven't done my dives or product purchase records as they will be reset. If you guys haven't bought any admin coins, make sure you guys buy the admin coins, or don't buy it because it will reset. So let's say your admin coins is like 18 days in, they will reset. Is it? What does it mean by product purchase records? Just the records maybe. I hope you make a reservation in advance and spread the word around you. This is a personal question, but I don't know I can address it. While preparing for this interview, I went into my account and find that business number was number 5. Is it possible to maintain this after transfer? So he's talking about his business registration number, which is number 5. It's quite rare. This is like he's the 5th person to play the game. Wow. Japan will change, Korea will probably keep it. Of course, it can't be helped. Business number, it seems like it will be maintained without any problems in the current situation. Number 5 is a rare number. Right now it's set to random numbers. I heard that there were no major updates in December. Even when they started overseas services in the past, users said that they also felt the updates were little infrequent. Wow. In addition to development, you have to do publicity and marketing alone. Will Studio be able to handle the workload? Okay, let's see. In December, there were many unexpected problems internally and externally. So there's a lot of internal issues, guys. Something is going on within the company. So hopefully you guys understand. So the update was lacking. Sincerely apologize for this part. As much as that, we are planning events to receive many rewards in January, and we are preparing new episodes, Awakenings, and New Year's Day event with updates from early January. And in the business related part, there were people who were in charge of business discussions with Nexon. So I don't think there's anything to worry in terms of work proficiency. Outdoor advertisements, digital goods, showcases are also being prepared. Okay, that's cool, right? In fact, there are a lot of things that the developer did. So it feels like the amount only has increased from what I was doing before. As external work to discuss with Nexon is reduced and the process is simplified, we expect to provide services to users more quickly and actively even if the workload increases. Studio B-Side has a lot to prepare for the beginning of the new year. There is New Year, New Year's Day, 3rd anniversary and transfer. What is the biggest event coming? This is for global server, by the way. While conducting our own surveys, we are preparing the grandest rewards ever. In addition to pre-registration rewards, we are preparing rewards that can be obtained while playing. In addition, plan to support the initial growth so that those who came to hear the news of this self-service can quickly adapt to the game. So we are preparing a big event for New Year's Day. Isn't that like kind of soon, like next week or something, right? We will also update new awakenings and passes. In January, December, we are preparing Isn't It Too Quiet? The publisher's promotion or service support stopped with the transfer announcement. So the January update is a very bold investment for us. Okay, so Nexon is no longer helping them. They no longer promote the game. However, in order to provide even a little more content to all users, including users as well as returning users, we are sparing no effort such as crunching. We are doing our best to convey our sincerity, so we ask for your understanding and expectations. So if you guys haven't already, please pre-register, alright? What will be the first content to be released after self-publishing service? I think the content will be mainstream episode 10. Okay. That's when Rosaria, I think, awakened Chifuya and stuff, right? It is the end of Season 2. I think it will be a big turning point for users. In addition to the story, some of the promises we promised within the year, such as battle support and dive, were pushed back due to transfer work. I'm not sure what does it mean, battle support and dive. Was there like a QOL, something along the lines? We plan to deal with this part once there will be a lot of changes at once. Okay, so end content, growth type content, that will happen later on. Fair enough. Fair enough. In the past, more than one event was issued every month, but it was a bit jagged. So there were times where users felt the gap. So we are preparing events in a new format suitable for enjoying the story, but adjusting the event cycle and going beyond the form of event episode updates. Oh, the later information will be announced in January. Recently, you did an unusual collab on global server. You did it with HoloMiss. Huh? A Japanese cover company's Hololive VTuber group. Any chance of Hololive coming to Korea? Even now, we are still coordinating with Copyright Love to enter Korea. Since it's a collaboration, it's hard to say for sure. We are adding when we'll add it, but we're still working hard so that it can be released in Korea. Okay, so Hololive is now exclusive to global, so they want it to be available in KR as well. A collaboration with overseas VTubers is a bit unique in Korea, but who promoted it? I promoted this. So he is the one that fights for Hololive. He's a big Hololive fan. There was a saying among users that PD Park Sang-yeon would take the lead. Could she hear more about how it all went? Actually, I was the one who suggested the Hololive collab from early 2021, before Code Geass. Ooh! He is the one, before Code Geass, he thinks about Hololive first. Hololive is a first. Code Geass second. Any Hololive hater now? So he thought of Hololive first from early 2021. He has been planning this for a long time. At this time, Nexon, the publisher, refused to do a more popular IP because Hololive is an English-speaking unit and it's not well known in Korea and Japan. So Nexon said no Hololive. But this guy said, yes, I want Hololive. Therefore they fight. Nexon say, okay, now you're screwed. I'm leaving you. I'm no longer a publisher. And then now they are self-publishing. Okay, so that is the issue there. Okay, so now we know the issue. So Nexon said, no, we should do something more famous. He said, no, I want Hololive. Okay, so I had the idea that I should do it in North America. And while preparing my own surveys, I wrote and sent a plan directly to the cover site. Fortunately, the cover was also willing to agree to the consultation. And Representative Ryu Gyum-tae also approved the cost. So we were able to proceed. Okay, that is good. That is good. So because of this guy, Hololive happens. So we gotta thank him, alright? Without him, Hololive wouldn't have happened, alright? However, the preparation period was actually long, development period was not long enough. I had to prepare in parallel with other updates. Fortunately, the development side worked very hard, so it seems that good results came out. Yes, Hololive was great, man. At first, there were people in the development team who didn't know about Hololive, so I was very worried. But there were people who were very enthusiastic about Hololive, so they led the development. Then, he became a fan, picked up each line, and said they wanted to fix it more as deadline was approaching. I wanted you to do well, but I didn't want you to work this hard. It was very difficult to refrain from the rushing development team. I'm so grateful and proud of the development team that give us the Hololive results. I prefer Holox over Hololive. Whatever that is. What the heck is Holox, guys? There are so many unique units in Hololive, but I thought the reason I chose Hololive was because of PD Nim's OC favorite. Do you have stigmas during Holo meets? Actually, I tend to watch Hololive lightly. Oh, so the PD is the one he watched Hololive lightly. So it is not possible to say that one person has a perfect time. Okay, so he's a big Hololive fan, like Sleepy Hill, big Hololive fan. While talking about collab, I will keep asking, Code Geass was also promoted by PD? Now we get to know more about Nexon and Pseudo B-Side. In the case of Code Geass, the situation is different. Korean and Japanese publishers worked together to select works based on various conditions, and the developer selected a few works that could be realized, and that's how Code Geass collab was made. The collab was disappointing. Oh! He said the Hololive collab was awesome, but the Code Geass was disappointing. Ooh, any Code Geass fan? Destroyed. Code Geass was disappointing. That's why he didn't want to bring it to global, because it was disappointing. What now, suckers? Communication was difficult in Code Geass because the copyright holder, the publisher, 3 developers worked together. It was difficult to secure sufficient development time. The original author wrote the original story. So the original author is the one that write the story, not them. Okay? And the development team worked hard, but there were still some regrets. I just want to thank the development team for giving me the best results. Okay. Maybe the financial, I don't know. Is it financial? I don't know what he's speaking from. The collab was disappointing, maybe from financial, maybe from... I'm not entirely sure, right? So what collabs can we meet in the future? Oh! What collabs can we meet in the future? Rather than adding collabs, our goal is to spread collabs evenly across Korea, Japan, and global. Hololive is global. Code Geass is Korea and Japan. And Guilty Gear is only in Korea. So I thought the first thing would be to distribute it evenly to all servers. Yo! Imagine global gets, but C don't get. For this, we are still discussing with the copyright holder. And it seems that we will be able to talk about new collabs as early as next year. Wow! No one mentioned C? They are not managing C. Zilong is managing C. This guy, no, he doesn't manage C. Okay, he's trying to spread it evenly, except for C. Nobody cares about. He doesn't care about C, so it's fine. Alright, come to think of it, there was also a virtual VTuber called Rennie on CounterSide. Will we be able to meet Rennie after self-service? Oh, that's this girl. If you guys are not aware, this girl is in charge in the KR side of things, right? We left the possibility open and confirmed our intentions, but there were many realistic problems. Productions and recording were done through Nexon. So she's employed by Nexon, so no more VTuber, guys. Guys, no more VTuber. That VTuber is gone. Wow. Let me see. Yeah, so it's this girl right here. On the KR website. So she got fired because Nexon, no more Nexon, no more Rennie. Okay. After self-surveys, Nexon employees who are not in the collab relationship cannot work on our site. There are many mountains to overcome. So it seems difficult to see this as a definite decision. Do you know that Biomok is a Suyuk? If Rennie is no longer with you, why don't you try becoming a VTuber yourself? There's one person in the studio other than me has a lot of talent. There are times when you have to fight. But this is a personal activity and I think it will be difficult because I have the position of being the general PD in charge. So for example, it will be more trustworthy to announce this transfer announcement as a general PD. I see. How about Cafe Strega? Cafe Strega is an issue entirely led by the developer. I don't think there will be any impact on its own service. Okay. So Cafe Strega is a cafe that they launched in KR side of things. Let me ask you a few questions about PD. You've had a long development career, but it's actually from the counter side that your face is known in earnest. There must have been many trials and errors while broadcasting. Are you feeling the pressure of being famous? I have a bit of an obsession. I also have the desire to be recognized as developer. Recently, not only us, but various games have been active, right? So I think it's necessary, and I'm trying to convey as much as possible. Of course, there are parts that are stressful. I suddenly came with bad comments and become depressed. Dang, guys, stop saying Hololive collab is bad, guys. It made him depressed. And there were times he even had nightmares! Ooh! Because somebody said Hololive sucks. Don't say that, guys. Alright, it's upsetting. He is the one that recommends a Hololive collab. Okay? So don't say that. Also, since CounterSide is made with many practitioners, I'm worried about the part where I become too representative. However, as a general producer, I have work to do. I feel fun and rewarding while working with users, so I'm actively participating in the broadcast. Okay, so this is the CounterSide development team, right? Lastly, we apologize once again for the lack of updates right before our own operation. Although it was notified in advance on the December broadcast, it was very different when I actually experienced it. I'm really sorry and I just want to say that I have no face. As such, the 3rd anniversary update is preparing not only events and contents but also many things that it feels like the game CounterSide has been reborn. We are putting in as much effort as we aim to recreate the IP called CounterSide. So please wait patiently and we will definitely repay you. Wow. Hype, guys. Hype.